Roar!
Luna saves Equestria in her sleep by Adorkable. The Eyes. Luna sat upon the large golden throne in the main hall. When her sister wasn't hogging it all day in the sunshine, it fell to her to take over during the night. The elegant alicorn softly popped her lips aloud, the echo seeming to carry on for what seemed like hours. Her flowing mane of starlight was a bit unkempt. Today she really didn't get much rest as her sister was constantly making a ruckus. The whole castle was up in a frenzy with the stomping of hoofs driving her close to madness. That was without the constant neighing in the main hall brought during voting hours. Luna gave a quick gaze across the empty room, her pale blue eyes hidden behind black bags that hung heavily under her shoes. All was silent and still as not a soul could be seen. She swiftly yawned as loud as she could, a large snort following after. It was quite unladylike, but at this point she was so sleepy she did not care at least who knew she was drooling down the sides of her muzzle. With a flash of sparkling magic behind the throne, she lifted the silken dark blue eye mask from the abyss. Smirking, she slid the eye mask down and let out a sweet sigh of relief. Just placing them on put her at ease as she could feel her whole slender frame melt into the throne like butter. Warmth flowing across her body as she slid into her seat comfortably. A tender smile upon her muzzle that was of unmatched comfort, carrying her away to Cloud 9 in the sky. Unknown to her at the moment that Celestia had found her mask in the morning hours, taking the liberty to paste on large cartoony blue eyes on the front with an expression of pure intrigue. The galloping of a night guard could be heard for miles down the empty hallways of the castle, a large grey stallion pushing ahead with all his might, cloaked in armor as dark as the night he protected. He winced dark steel blue eyes in pain, pushing himself to not stop as he lunged into the main hall with urgent news. The doors to the room exploding open with sounds matching that of crashing thunder, the guard slid to a stop before the ruler of the night kneeling, trying to catch his breath between pleasantries.
Your Majesty! Invaders of Diamond Dogs come from the Badlands!
The guard spoke with his voice full of urgency and worry. Luna gazed to the guard as her head tilted downwards slightly in acknowledgement, her eyes still with the wisdom of 1,000 years, never blinking.
They are outside the gates of the city, Princess. They threaten war unless you kneel to their commands. They claim a force of at least 2,000.
Luna tilted her head off to the side, the guard watching as she viewed the city from her throne room window. Lost in deep thought, she had to protect her subjects, but also could not surrender to such wild animals.
What do we do? This might become our darkest hour.
Luna let out a mighty noise erupt from her nostrils, echoing across the room like a clash of 1,000 armies.
My goddess! Are you sure we should offer such a crude reply? Those monsters are on edge as it is.
Luna lifted her head back towards the sky above in the deepest of thoughts, before she clashed it downwards in her reply of yes. The guard, awestruck, shivering in his place. Never had he seen such a brash tactic to deal with invaders.
I will tell their commander we shall not kneel to such demands. Anything else, my princess?
Luna seemed to snort aloud even more as she mustered a mighty cleansing from her nostrils, smacking lips proudly as she spit out a mixture of drool and waste to the floor below.
I see. We spit on their offer.
The guard shivered in place and began his walk outside to face the enemy head-on with his orders from the princess herself. Luna gave a soft lick of her lips as she placed the hoof on the side of the throne, resting her head upon it in a vain attempt to get comfortable. Eyes gazing out towards the front gates in intrigue, her night guard relaying the message before her. A loud gasp escaping the mouth of the enemy forces. The Diamond Dog commander gave a wicked snarl, foam filling the sides of his mighty jaws, his golden armor gleaming in the moonlight above. He began to dig his long razor-like claws into the soft dirt below, golden hues gazing up to the open window of the castle. His eyes locking upon her own, he cast a glare of anger like none other to the ruler of the night. Bearing long white fangs towards the window in a show of strength, the princess never budging from her spot, eyes blank and unblinking. The commander felt his gaze burn like hellfire, casting an eerie yellow glow towards the pathetic slender pony to break her resolve into pieces. Yet she gave a stare that was as cold as the night itself, her eyes large and pale like the moon she ruled over, full of vast knowledge of the ages. The large dog felt his body tense as he gave a death stare to the pony, one that should cause her to feel true fear within her soul. He felt his body ache and eyes burn like embers, before soon he gave a large blink, flinching in place while the taste of defeat flooded over him. Her gaze unblinking and cold, full of death that might have followed if he did not pull back his forces. The commander gave apology to the killer ponies who were kind enough to spare them. Soon the mass of dogs vanished back into their hills from whence they came. The sun rising high into the sky, the break of dawn here at long last, the grace of a new day filling the air with hope and renewed faith. The night guard gazing towards the pale blue sky, watching as Celestia brought forth her son.
I should have never doubted her grace.
The guard spoke with a sense of relief filling his soul, swiftly walking off into the distance to greet his family, to share his love with his dear wife and be thankful to tell his daughter how he loved her so. Deep within the main hall, Luna sat upon her throne, gazing forward in infinite knowledge of the world around her, once again saving her land from near destruction with grace, poise, and
grab the banana, Tia.
Hello everyone, this is Visual Pony from Pony&Wolf Productions, and I thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to this video. At this point, I want to thank all of our amazing patrons on Patreon for supporting this channel with their monthly donations and keeping the lights on around here. Now, more than ever, it is important that you support your favorite content creators, because due to YouTube's new content policy changes, we, along with other content creators, had to demonetize a lot of our most profitable videos. For us, those are the Fallout Equestria stories. As you can see on the graph on screen right now, our earnings per video used to be relatively okay, even though the earnings were never enough for a viable career. It was enough for a good, decent side income. Now we are struggling to pay our bills. If you want to support us for as little as $1 a month, you can do so by clicking on our Patreon link down in the description below. And you can get wonderful perks like, for example, early access to all of our stuff. Sometimes things like this are recorded months in advance. Voice acting lessons from me or Midnight if you really want to. And you can join our Patreon Discord server. Even though it may look like there's not much going on in there, I am actually checking it on the daily. Thank you for listening to this message, and I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day.